Hello, great people. Candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, has disclosed that there is no ongoing merger between him and Atiku Abubakar of the PDP and Rabiu Kwankwaso of the NNPP or any other political party at that. You will recall that political observers, political enthusiasts have advised that if the opposition at the moment want to defeat Bola Tinubu in 2027, that the best thing is for them to march together. But Peter Obi has denied this, that there's no ongoing merger. We'll be looking at the issues surrounding this and the implication for the Peter Obi presidency and, of course, the 2027 presidential election dynamics. We'll be assessing that and a whole lot more on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola Deji. First, let me say expressly as a political scientist that if what happened in 2023 happens in 2027, Tinubu will win again. The truth is that if what happened in 2023, that Tinubu is the flag bearer of APC, Rabiu Kwankwaso is the flag bearer of NNPP, Atiku Abubakar is the flag bearer of PDP, and Peter Obi is the flag bearer of Labour Party, Bola Tinubu will win again. So this stress that there is need for merger talks, whether the opposition like it or not, whether they like themselves or not, they must find the common ground to come together if they are truly interested in power. But if they are satisfied being opposition, sometimes, you may be satisfied being the opposition. So if their dream is to be the opposition, then both of them can continue to be feeling like big men, and not talk. Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar and Rabiu Kwankwaso, they may decide not to talk if they like being in the opposition. Don't forget that Rabiu Kwankwaso recently knocked Atiku Abubakar, saying that he does not have any agreement with him. So you would see that these people, rather than for them to give Nigeria hope, rather than for them to give Nigeria something to look forward to, they are not giving Nigeria any reasonable hope for a change in 2027. Because if you are confronting a sitting president, a president like Bola Tinubu, that knows how to use power, that loves power, that knows how to use it, and you are now confronting such a man, you are confronting him while you are disunited as an opposition. Trust me, Bola Tinubu will eventually be declared the president, because he will do every means humanly possible for you guys not to come together. So I hope that the opposition will be wise in their thinking and they'll begin to come together, because this is the time for them to align if they will make it happen in 2027. Because this is 2025, and by 2026, the politicking for the election that will come up in early 2027 will be at its peak. So this is when they can begin to do the permutation. This is the time. This is the moment. If they don't do it now, then there would be problem. Now, Peter Obi said something in that presidential broadcast, which I think we should hear from him before we come back for more discussion.
I want us to sit down one of these days and talk about the opposition and how the opposition will be effective. Our democracy is faulty. It wasn't designed to support the opposition. Oppositions here are actually in difficulty.
Well, you just said from presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi. What I can pick up in his statement is where he said we must focus on unity and collective action to bring change to Nigeria. So when he was asked about the merger talks, he said we must focus on unity and collective action to bring change to Nigerians. That is self-contradictory in the sense that you have not engaged in any merger talks with the opposition. You affirm that there is no merger talk with the opposition, and at the same time you are saying we should focus on unity and collective action. You are not practicing what you preach, because if you are practicing what you preach, you and the opposition would have united and there would have been collective action to unseat the Tinubu presidency. So if I can pick two key words, focus on unity and collective action. Peter Obi himself have not been focusing on unity as regards his relationship with the opposition. If not, there wouldn't have been a talk by now, a major talk. If the opposition do not come to you, your other opposition candidate, go to them, align with them, initiate the major talks, just so that at least you can have your way in 2027. So Peter Obi himself, in this regard, is not practicing what he preached. Because if he is practicing what he preached, then he himself would have been uniting with the opposition, and there would have been collective action. You see, Nigerians need to realize that for Peter Obi or Atiku Abubakar or Rabiu Kwankwaso to defeat Bola Tinubu, for another party to rule Nigeria in 2027, the three or at least two of them must come together. And either of the two that are coming together must have the support of Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, because you can't overlook the structure of the PDP. You can't overlook the political weight of Atiku Abubakar. His political weight may not be sufficient to make him president, but his political weight is enough support to make either Rabiu Kwankwaso or Peter Obi president. Again, the political weight of Atiku Abubakar may be insufficient to make him president over the years, but that weight is what Peter Obi or Rabiu Kwankwaso needs right now for them to be president in 2027. And if the Southern agenda is to continue that power must remain in the South till 2031, then Peter Obi is the best out of the three. And Peter Obi will definitely need somebody like Atiku Abubakar. And right now, Peter Obi himself needs to be very careful, because if the intra-party crisis is in the Labour Party is anything to go by, then Peter Obi himself may find himself in deep trouble. So Peter Obi right now should have known his fate and know whether Labour Party is the party he can work with to achieve his presidential aim, or he is aligning with another party at the moment, or he's trying to establish his own political party, or just, aligning and realigning with political stakeholders, because Bola Tinubu doesn't need to put much effort before he puts fire in the Labour Party. He doesn't need to spend much. Most of the people in the Labour Party will easily compromise for Bola Tinubu. Is Peter Obi aware of that if he truly wants to be president? And another thing that I must say is that Obi needs to align with the North to become president. See, Obi is a good material, but he is only strong in the South. Most of his support base is in the South. That is not enough. For you to be a president of Nigeria, you need that national spread. You need that national support. And that is why he needs to align with the North. His emphasis needs to be less on the South, because he already has that significant support in the South. And if the performance of Bola Tinubu is anything to go by, in a free and fair election, Peter Obi will have more support in the South. He will have more votes in the South than he had in 2023. But then, the Northern Alliance is an issue which I think Peter Obi should be focusing on, in terms of assuring the North, in terms of aligning with the North, especially the K-states, which is Kano, Kaduna, Katsina. You know that there's usually this bulk vote from this K-state. So what is Peter Obi doing to align with the political stalwart, the political chieftain, bigwigs, stakeholders in this K-state, and of course the core North, the Yobe, the Borno? What is he doing to reach out to the political stakeholders in these people and win the heart of the northern population? This is very important, because if Peter Obi do not become president in 2027, then he may not have opportunity to become the president of Nigeria again, because by 2031, the North will be waiting to grab power. They don't joke with power. And if the North holds power for 8 years, that means that it will then be 2039. And as I have asserted before, by that 2039, new political superstars would have emerged. And that 2039 that we are talking about is over 12 years from now, about, let's say, 14 years or so from now. Imagine. So add 14 years to the age of Peter Obi, you will realize that by that time, when the sentiment will be that power should return to the South, Peter Obi may not be politically viable as he is now. So Peter Obi had the opportunity, which is 2027, and he needs to go all out if he truly wants to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politic with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax to analyze politics and happenings in the polity. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great, interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, I love you all sincerely.